Yin and Yang. The Tao produces unity. Unity produces duality. Duality produces Trinity. Trinity produces all things. All things contain both the negative principle, yin, and the positive principle, yang. The third principle, energetic vitality, qi, makes them harmonious. There are some things which it is a gain to lose and a loss to gain. This may not be what they teach in school, but it is the first lesson in the Tao. That is chapter 42 of the Tao Te Ching. And also somehow the first lesson in the Tao is chapter 42. That there are some things that are a gain to lose and a lose to gain. Yeah, a gain to lose and a lose to gain. Which in some ways is fun to think about, because the answer is not going to be the same for every person. Like most things. I've gone on ad nauseum for those of you who have listened to every single one of these chapters. It is certainly repetitive, but for those who might be listening to this one for the first time and have not listened to the others, the idea that we each have our own unique lived experience is a reality, and something that's worth accommodating for in how we act, how we live, the choices that we make, and also the governance structures that we choose. As I look at this word, the Tao produces unity. Just a few chapters ago, we had unity as the primary focus. That was chapter 39. And only those who attain unity become what they are meant to be is how that opens. And it makes me think of what kind of structure ought to be in place, is most conducive to each person being able to become what they're meant to be. Now, the difference, again, is going to be as diverse as there are numbers of people. There are things which it is a gain to lose and a loss to gain is going to be different for each person. What they are meant to be is going to be different for each person. Making sure that versions of happiness are not limited is a core function of good governance. It's a core principle that needs to be in place in order to achieve the maximization of good results and the minimization of negative results. And importantly there, we don't have to define the good and the bad, because that is each individual person's exploration for themselves. We don't need to get bogged down in all the details that oftentimes law gets hung up on by trying to articulate every single type of good, every type of bad, everything that needs to be. No, this is actually much simpler. And it's one of the reasons why capitalism is the only moral system currently available to us, is because capitalism is the free exchange of value among consenting people, where the proper role of government is the protection of individual rights. Among those rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, health, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Those are just words, however, to define and attempt to express what it is to be a unified person, what it is to actually bring energetic vitality to the negative and positive principles that are present in all things. To offer a quote from Tom Palmer briefly, quote, "Embracing free market capitalism means embracing the freedom to change, to innovate, to invent. It means accommodating change and respecting the freedom of others to do as they please with what is theirs." To change, to innovate, to invent. Trinity produces all things. The force for change, the force for creation comes from within people. And as we look forward to the kind of structure that allows not just us right now, but future generations, our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandkids, to adjust to the reality of change, to find what works best for them, to allow them to pursue their own happiness, to create the value that they need to lead healthy, successful, happy, meaningful lives. We need a system that can accommodate for that change and allow each and every single person without exception to pursue their version of a best life.